Okay, in this video we will talk about the internal and the external structure of the heart, mammalian human heart. So we will start about the internal structure, internal as well as external structure also. External structure of mammalian heart, structure of heart. So before going into the heart, we will see its position, its weight, its location, and what are the layers protecting the heart. The heart is present in the thoracic region. It is present in the thoracic region. So if you see the body, above the diaphragm it is thoracic region, and below the diaphragm it is an abdominal region. So heart is present in the thoracic region, and it was protected by lungs, and even it has a rib cage and having its own special layers also. So let us see the heart in the thoracic region. For example, these are the branches of the lungs, two branches, bronchi. So this is the right lung and this is the left lung. In left lung you can find some space. This space is called as cardiac notch. This is called cardiac notch, where the heart is tilted. It's not completely towards to the left. It just tilted towards to the left. So the heart was placed in this location. The heart was placed in this location. So between the two lungs, the space is called mediastinum. Mediastinum. It is presented between the two lungs and it was tilted towards to the left lung, and there was a depression in the left lung, and this is called as cardiac notch. It is located. Okay, this is about the location of the heart. If you see the weight of the heart, it varies from males to females. So in the females, it is 250 to 300 grams. Whereas in the males, it is 300 to 350 grams. Heart is made up of a special type of muscular tissue which shows autorhythmicity, because any organ, if it stop working, we can alive. But if this organ take a rest for a single second, the blood stop pumping and obviously it can lead to the death of a person. So heart weight varies from males to females. Its length is 12 centimeters in size, 12 centimeters in length. It is the size of our clenched fist. Actually, everyone heart is the size of the clenched fist, a tight fist. So you got the location of the heart. It is presented in the thoracic region and is slightly tilted towards to the left. It is placed in a special notch called cardiac notch, and the space between the two lungs is called as mediastinum. Understand? So it differs in males and females. In females it is 250 to 300 grams. In the males it is 300 to 350 grams. So let us see its shape. It is outline is triangular in shape or pear shaped structure. It was actually, look here children, this one, the outside is triangular in structure. It was a triangular or pear shaped structure. Triangular or pear shaped structure. So on this, many blood vessels are going to run. We will talk about this later. So we will go through the internal structure. So if you see the external structure, they could be like this. Like this structure we could able to see clearly. So heart has been attached with many blood vessels, and this one is an aorta, the main blood vessel. This is the main largest artery in the body. Okay, everyone need oxygen. Every part of the body requires oxygen. Then what about the heart? Does it require really oxygen for working? Yes, obviously the cardiac muscles require oxygen for non-stop beating. Understand? So there was a continuous supply of oxygen to the walls of the heart. Then who is going to supply this? So from the artery, the two branches are going to arise. These two branches are going to arise. This is an external structure, what I am talking. These structures are called as coronary artery. Coronary artery. A coronary artery supplies rich oxygen blood to the walls of the heart. So heart also requires the rich oxygen blood. So who is going to supply? Arteries will send oxygenated blood to all the body parts. But for working of the heart also it requires some oxygen. Yes or no? So, who is going to supply coronary arteries? Any blockage of these arteries can cause us myocardial infarctions, commonly we called as heart attacks. If, for example, if this was a coronary artery, I was enlarging this one. If this was a coronary artery, if anything has been deposited in this, there was a restriction flow of blood, and this we commonly called as heart attacks. The heart do not get sufficient amount of oxygen and we can feel some pain in the heart, angina pectoris. So these all are common in supply or sufficient amount of oxygen is not being supplied to the walls of the heart. Externally, heart was divided into certain grooves and chambers also. Externally it was divided, whereas internally it can also be, internally it is divided into many chambers. So this is about the external feature. So before, one thing I need to say that what are the layers surrounding the heart. So I'm going to erase this. What are the layers surrounding the heart? The layers surrounding the heart. So if you say this was a heart, there were many layers like endocardium, myocardium and epicardium. So we mostly talk for the 10th class, pericardium is sufficient. So if this was a heart, it was covered by a layer, a double layer. This was a double layer. This layer is called pericardium. 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 The word cardiac. Cardiac means heart. Cardiac is equal to heart. The study of heart is called cardiology. Cardiology. The one who study about this heart is called cardiologist. If someone has chest pains or there was any type of uncomfortable in the body due to this heart problems, they has to meet a cardiologist. Cardiologist is the one who study about the heart, its functioning, its disorders and everything. So between this, fluid is going to run. What is this fluid? This fluid is called pericardial fluid. Remember one thing, a fluid acts as a mechanical shock absorber, and even it also helps to prevent the friction as it was beating non-stop. So as it was beating, it was contracting and relaxing. So to prevent that friction also, this pericardial fluid is going to protect the heart. The heart is protected by its own layer and its fluid, pericardial fluid. The volume is approximately 15 ml. 15 ml of fluid can be present surrounding the heart. It mainly acts as a mechanical shock absorber. If someone get pushed or something something sudden incidents happen to the chest cavity, the heart can be protected by the lungs, by the rib cage, as well as its own layer called as pericardial fluid. But after that, there was a layer called myocardium, which is completely made up of muscle layer. This is myocardium. This layer requires oxygen more. These coronary arteries are going to send more blood to these walls of the heart, to this layer. And above this, there is one more layer called endocardium. This is endocardium, a single layer. This is endocardium. So there were 3 layers surrounding the heart. Pericardium is the outermost layer. Actually,